Hello, everyone, and welcome to an amazing episode of the Gridiron Glory, where we talk all things January football, all 32 teams. We are hitting the road stretch, the home stretch, I should say, where we are down to the wire, playoff races heating up, divisions being decided, wild cards being decided, the race for the one seed in the NFC, and today we have the Green Bay Packers going on the road to face their division rivals, the Minnesota Vikings, here in Week 17, with the Vikings surviving a comeback attempt from Green Bay, a valiant comeback attempt to win 27-25. Um, an outstanding game from Sam Darnold, the Vikings quarterback. 33 of 43, 377 yards, three touchdowns, the one interception, sacked one time. So just continuing a very resurgent season for the Viking signal caller. His first year in Minnesota, his by far his best career year after having a rough start with the Jets, with the Panthers, saw limited action with the 49ers. So he set career highs in yards, touchdowns, quarterback rating, just all around. He's completely reinvented himself this year. And I am genuinely curious where you'd rank him amongst NFC quarterbacks based on this season's performance.
Yeah, Tad, amongst NFC quarterbacks, to me, Sam Darnold easily ranks in the top five amongst NFC starting quarterbacks. Yeah, just because of like what he's been able to do. I mean, yeah, you look at the numbers, yeah, maybe not like super duper crazy flashy. I mean, yeah, 33 and 43, 377 yards, three touchdowns, interception. But I've mentioned this very thing time and time again with other players throughout the season. The numbers and the stats are great. And I mean, sure, we talk about them all the time. Numbers, stats, awesome. But let's put that aside for a second. Let's talk about the emotional leadership that this guy brings to a locker room. Let's talk about the poise and the confidence that he's been able to deliver in that position. Let's talk about just like how he's a very, I mean, obviously, you go off of what he's done in his career and you look at the systems that he's been in. He was in a messy Panther system, he was in a very messy Jet system. And now, when you get a solid head coach around him, a solid offensive coordinator, a solid offensive line, some of the best receivers in the league, a really good offensive line, when you get things like that around him to set him up to succeed, this is the Sam Darnold that was highly anticipated coming out of draft day, Tad. So like everybody wanted to, and we were even guilty of it too in our own past of criticizing Sam Darnold. But here he is this season putting on a light and a show and putting the rest of the NFL world on blast, saying, hey, when you give me the right pieces, I can be that guy.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what he's done: fourth in the league in passing yards, fifth in the league in passing touchdowns. Just an incredible resurgence. And I mean, like you're saying, I mean, I think this speaks a lot to Coach O'Connell and what he's done for the Vikings, and a lot of credit goes to the quarterback himself for sure.
Sam
So
Darnold is out of UCLA, right? Or USC?
USC.
USC. So, I mean, he was, yeah, a highly anticipated draft pick, but
Third
he got
overall.
drafted to a bad system, played for another bad system. So, I mean, when you put him in a good system, this is who he was meant to be always.
Who he was meant to be. He's proven it can work out. And I mean, he spreads the ball around very well. You get Justin Jefferson, obviously the best receiver in the game. One of them involved 8 catches, 92. Jalen Naylor, the number 3 receiver, 5 catches for 81 and a touchdown. Jordan Addison, 69 yards and a touchdown. You get a touchdown to Cam Akers, your running back, your backup running back. So that's big play there. And you also convert the third down at the end of the game for him to win the game. So big plays there. Um, you see the Vikings, they just go out there, they do what they need to do. They race out to the big lead. You get up 27-10 was, I think, the high point of the lead. And then at that point, you're dominating. Jordan Love healed. He has 64 yards early in the fourth quarter. But then credit to the Packers. They do what they can to make it a bit of a comeback. You get the touchdown pass to your receiver there, Malik Heath. So Malik Heath is, I believe he's a younger receiver. Um, yeah, in his second season out of Ole Miss, so a very big play for him to get involved, score that touchdown. He had one touchdown last year. This is his second touchdown this year, so he's doing what he can to get involved. Josh Jacobs scores a touchdown run. Emmanuel Wilson gets a touchdown run. So they do what they can. They get within 2 points, and then they can't get the ball back at the end. Yeah, they just the Vikings, their offense, they move the ball. They get the 2 first downs they need to right at the end of the game there. So yeah, just a very strong showing by the Vikings. They do what they can. They stay alive in the race for the 1 seed in the NFC, setting up a big matchup next week. Looking at some of the defensive players, you see Blake Cashman had his 11 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 2 hits on the quarterback, 1.5 sacks. You see Andrew Van Ginkel has the quarterback hit the half sack. So just a big showing there by the Vikings defense too.
Yeah, Tad. And now next week, next Sunday night on Sunday Night Football on NBC, it's a battle for the 1 seed between Detroit and Minnesota. So, Tad, are you hyped?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a big game, the biggest regular season game of the year. The last game of the year, a great way to cap a beautiful NFL season. One team's gonna win and advance and get the 1 seed, win the division, play the playoffs at home. The other team, they'll be a wild card, the 5 seed going on the road basically the whole way through. So a lot of stakes.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's going to be very exciting to see everything that happens without a question. So, yeah, I mean, the Packers, they did have that almost comeback. Jordan Love, 19 to 30, 185 yards, touchdown and no interceptions. Josh Jacobs, I mean, I got to give a shout out to my guy, Josh Jacobs. 17 carries for 69 yards and a touchdown. To me, I would definitely rank Josh Jacobs when healthy, a top 5 running back for sure in the NFC.
Yeah,
Definitely a top 10 running back in the NFL. Emmanuel
I'd probably say
Wilson.
higher.
Emmanuel Wilson, good game there. Romeo Dobbs and Tucker Kraft doing, I mean, but really more so Romeo Dobbs, the seasoned vet Romeo Dobbs doing what he can to contribute to Jordan Love's regime. And their failed miserably comeback attempt. I mean, but Tad's not gonna like positively note any of these guys, so it's up to me. Carl Brooks. Let's see here. Yeah, he had a solid enough game, you could say. A sack, tackle for a loss, a pass deflection, and a hit on the quarterback. Carl Brooks. I mean,
He also recovered a fumble.
He also recovered a fumble. Rashawn Gary, he's very solid in his role. 2 solo tackles, 2 tackles for a loss. So, yeah, to me, it's just a matter of this was a failed comeback attempt by Green Bay, but a valiant effort, and they're going to be Green Bay will still be a tough team to beat in the playoffs.
Big interception by Carrington Valentine as well, the second-year quarterback out of Kentucky, who's going to continue to see more playing time with Jair Alexander, likely out for the season, unfortunately for him. And you definitely don't want to see that, but that is a situation where you got a young player there. He has a chance to get some big reps in a big time moment. He gets the interception, and just see if he can continue to build his resume.
Yeah, absolutely, Tad. So, Yeah, it'll just be very interesting to see what happens. But yeah, there we have it. Vikings win 27-25. Be sure to like, subscribe, and did you have any other final thoughts or takes on this game, Tad?
Yeah, like you were saying, Vikings at Lions next week, Sunday Night Football, biggest game of the year, and the Green Bay Packers, they will be playing the Chicago Bears, looking to wrap up the number 6 overall seed in the NFC, and that game will be at home for the Packers.
Sweet. So there we have it. Yep. January football.
January football. Yes, thank you everyone for watching. Please continue to like, subscribe, and follow the Gridiron Glory throughout the end of the season and the playoffs. Thanks for watching.